Under Kevin Sampson, they've won 14 straight and 27 of their last 28. Speaking of one seeds, Auburn, the number one overall seed, taking on Alabama State. The Hornets erased a 13-point deficit, actually cut it to 1 late in the first half, but Auburn with a strong finish to the half, and they're pulling away.
Hardwell, baseball pass up ahead, and a bump collected by Johnson, puts it up, rolls around, a miss, capped by Alabama State. Denver Jones, put back and 1. He got hit hard and still finished. Chance at a 3-point play.
C.J. Johnson, I don't know how he maintained possession of that one. Got tripped on his way to the basket, able to still get it up on the rim. And that time Auburn using its superior size to keep that basketball alive on the offensive glass. And Denver Jones able to put it in, an opportunity for an and 1 here.
John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis on the call. Auburn, as I mentioned, pulling away. The Tigers up 20 on Alabama State, 58-38 with under 13 minutes to go in Lexington. Meanwhile, the 5-12 matchup in the Midwest, Clemson and McNeese. Cowboys head coach Will Wade reportedly headed to NC State as their head coach when the season is over, but it looks like the season's not ending today.
Oh, move to the foul line. But Clemson recovers. Down low to Murray. Murray inside, and a layup is good. What a game for Brandon Murray. He's got 12. He averages 7 a game.
Sure dominance right now from the Cowboys.
Chris Carino, Jordan Cornette on the call. McNeese is blowing out Clemson at halftime. 31-13 is the score. The Tigers shooting under 25%. BYU, VCU, the 6-11 matchup in the East region. It's the Cougars up 22-19 as they play with 8 minutes to go in the first half in Denver. Gonzaga and Georgia, the 8-9 matchup in the Midwest coming up. We're going to send you back to Wichita. And because of technical difficulties, Ted Emmerich and Casey Jacobson are right now on the phone. Guys, take it away.
Here in Wichita, ready for the 8-9 matchup here in the Midwest region. The winner to meet the top seed, Houston. It's the 8 seed Gonzaga and the 9 seed Georgia. And it's time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Okay, Casey, let's start with Gonzaga and their keys.
Yeah, for Gonzaga, they got to get Ryan Nembhard playing downhill. The Zags, they're going to run a ton of pick and roll with the talented point guard, and he's going to be a passer. That's what he wants. Nembhard leads the nation in assists at nearly 10 per game. He loves to hit the big guys on the roll, but he also has got shooters that he can spray the ball out to, like Caleb Battle and Nolan Hickman.
And what about for Georgia?
Yeah. I'm going to give you a key. One man, it's Asa Newell. I know he's a freshman. I know this is his NCAA tournament debut, but his versatility at 6'10", 6'11", I think poses a really tough problem for Gonzaga to solve. He can shoot the three, but he really is talented one-on-one and on the block.
We check the starting lineup, sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. First for Gonzaga, 25-8 on the year. Their 26th consecutive NCAA tournament in 26 years with Mark Few as the head coach. Ryan Nembhard is the point guard, as Casey mentioned, the nation's leader in assists at 10 per game. Back-to-back first-team All-West Coast Conference. Nolan Hickman joins. A member of the SEC All-Freshman team, averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Gonzaga, white jerseys, navy blue numbers, red trim. Georgia, black jerseys, black shorts, white numbers, and red trim. Marcus Pettigrew, Nate Harris, Lucas Santos, the officials. Pettigrew lofts the ball in the air. Newell wins the tip for Georgia, and Georgia goes left to right. Silas Demery Jr. has it just under the E in madness. Over to Blue Kane on the left wing. Now Newell, free throw line extended left, trying to roll it to a cutting Demery. It's tapped out of bounds by Gonzaga. Georgia still has it. So baseline left, Georgia to inbound. Bulldogs making their first NCAA tournament appearance in 10 years. Demery with Nolan Hickman defending. Into the corner, Blue Kane, touch it to Godfrey, hand it to Kane. He curves into the lane, shot over EK is no good. Ryan Nemhard the rebound, and sprinting ahead right to left for Gonzaga. Pitch it to Hickman. Left wing 3 on the way, right down the chute, and Gonzaga leads 3-0. Silas Demery Jr. left to right with it for Georgia. Demery runs into Hickman, who cut him off. Feeds Godfrey up top, over to Dylan James on the left wing. Swing it to Newell, a couple of dribbles to the right. Free throw line extended that way. Shovel it to Demery. Demery triggers a 3 from the right wing. That is long and left, but an offensive rebound by R.J. Godfrey. Bounce it to a cutting Dylan James, knocked out of his hands by Caleb Battle, out of bounds, and it's Gonzaga ball. Georgia the last to touch it. We've played almost a minute. 3-0 Gonzaga. Zags bring it up right to left. Nemhard, chest pass to Nolan Hickman, high left. Hook it to EK up top. Hand off to Nemhard. Over to Battle. Fake the 3. Drive on James. Floater is good from the left baseline just outside the lane. And Gonzaga's up 5-0. Demery into the forecourt to our right. Bounce it to Godfrey. High post right. Pitch it to James. Whip it to Asa Newell, top of the arc. A couple of dribbles, hand off Kane. He pulls a 3 on the left wing. That's no good. Caleb Battle brings in the rebound for Gonzaga. Battle on the move right to left to Nemhard. Bounce it to Braden Huff, low block right. He flips it up, no good, but a foul called. And what a start for Gonzaga, up 5-0, and Braden Huff heading to the free throw line.
You can already see Ryan Nemhard in transition. He sees one step ahead of the defense. If you are not matched up, he will find the open guy.
Do you like being on the phone, Casey?
Normally, yes, but in this situation, that would be a negative. But I'm glad to be here with you. This is one of the best 8-9 matchups of the tournament.
It's old school, but we love it. Huff nails the first free throw. He'll have one more, man. Braden Huff, as we mentioned, just his 3rd start of the year. He made Mark Few look like even more of the genius he already is, as Mark Few is trying to introduce just a little more size into the lineup against St. Mary's. Huff had 18 points in that championship game. This is the 2nd free throw here, but he stays in the lineup for the start of the NCAA tournament. Gonzaga breaks the press. Gonzaga up 6-0. Georgia left to right. Godfrey misses a shot. Newell on the deck with the offensive rebound. Nemhard ties him up, and the arrow pointing Gonzaga's way.
I think it's important that Georgia get on the board. They're already starting to feel the pressure offensively that Gonzaga can put on you. The crowd is starting to feel a little bit like, oh, is Georgia overmatched? This is an important next possession for the Bulldogs.
Gonzaga 2nd in the country in scoring, behind only Alabama, averaging 86.5 per game. Hickman whips a pass down low to Graham Ike. It's knocked out of his hands, but a foul called against Georgia and Dylan James. First foul against Georgia. Left. And he throws it into Braden Huff, corner left side. Backing down the smaller Silas Demery Jr., turns baseline, and Huff scores with his left hand, his dominant hand. 8-0 Zags. Hit ahead pass to Godfrey off the made basket. Kane attacks from the left corner. Lost it on the way up, and EK controls for Gonzaga. Nemhard attacks from the left wing. Bobbled, regained control, feeds EK. Back to the basket, 15 feet away. Now pounding his way toward the paint against Godfrey. Hook shot with his left hand is off target, and Asa Newell corrals the rebound for Georgia. It's 8-0 Gonzaga. We've played almost 3 minutes. Demery into the lane for Georgia. Bounce it to Asen Newell. Lost it, out of bounds, and it's Gonzaga ball with 17:12 to go in the first half. And we're back.
And we're back. How about
go.
that? Let's do it. 17-10 to go in the first half. It's 8-0 Gonzaga in this 8-9 matchup here in Wichita. Winner to meet the top seed Houston on Saturday. Hickman has it on the bracket logo. Feeds Nemhard. Left corner three is off the back of the rim, off the backboard, and it drops through for an 11-0 Gonzaga lead.
I counted 3 bounces on the rim before that one fell through.
Godfrey at the right elbow trying to find Dylan James, who was cutting to the basket. Godfrey threw it to the corner, out of bounds. Just a nightmare start for Georgia.
Georgia has 5 turnovers compared to just 4 shot attempts. That you can't get worse than that, and combine that with the fact that they can't stop Gonzaga in transition, and Gonzaga can get them whenever they want.
Gonzaga was one of those teams considered to be drastically underseeded this year. Number 8 seed, even though they're top 10 in both the net and Ken Pom. And just a terrific start for the Zags. Front court left, Nemhard has it. Hash mark far side in front of Georgia head coach Mike White. Moves to the center of the floor. Nemhard jabs with the right against Silas Demery Jr. Caleb Battle into the right corner. Finds a rolling EK who gathers and scores.
Those delayed cuts to the basket by EK are deadly. He just hangs around in the lane for flip shots.
13-0 Gonzaga. They're 5 of 6 from the floor. Georgia is 0 for 5 meanwhile with 4 turnovers. On the left wing, Tyron Lawrence, who's checked in. The Vanderbilt transfers in the left corner against EK. Down low to Samto Surreal, who's in for the first time as well. Going up against Huff. Had a shot blocked out of bounds, but it'll stay with Georgia. 7 on the shot clock when we return. Timeout on the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. Gonzaga, the 8 seed, up 13-0 over the 9 seed Georgia. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. At home or at work, we'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. We proudly use Sherwin-Williams paint.
Feels like home.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah?
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with 2 people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
4th down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I'll wake up. Let's check each team's tournament resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. Gonzaga, the number 8 seed, as we mentioned, even though they're ranked 9th in the nation by Ken Pom, top 10 in the net as well, champions of the WCC tournament after finishing 2nd in the regular season to St. Mary's. Georgia as the 9th seed, 20-12 on the year. had a great start to the year, lost 9 of 11, including 4 in a row, but closed the regular season with 4 consecutive wins before bowing out in the first round of the SEC tournament. And Gonzaga roaring out of the gates, up 13-0, 4 minutes gone by.
And 5 different Gonzaga starters, all 5 have 1 basket. It's been really balanced.
Georgia ball, 5 to shoot. Surreal on the right, block with it, into the lane, against Huff, left-handed hook, no. Offensive rebound, Newell, and Newell uses his lefty hook to score.
Yeah, he's the one guy that I don't think Gonzaga's going to have an answer for just because of his foot speed and athleticism.
So Georgia's first points of the game coming over 4 minutes in. 13-2 Gonzaga. Nembhard to the right elbow, leaping pass to Hickman on the left wing, bounce it to EK in the corner left side against Surreal, backing him down, 7 to shoot. EK uses his offhand, the right hand, and he flips it in.
Well, if he's making hooks to both sides, there's no way he's going to have 20 tonight.
15-2 Gonzaga, ball loose in the lane as Georgia shoots to our right, and out of bounds off Gonzaga. Still Georgia ball.
Graham Ike averages 17 points a game, Ted. That's leading Gonzaga, but he does it in only 23 minutes a game. It's not like he plays 40.
He was the tournament MVP in the WCC last week in Las Vegas. Demery in the corner, lob it to Newell on the block against Ike. Turns right into the lane, and as he went back to the left, got fouled by Ike.
I'm not sure Asa Newell wants to just back down Graham Ike. That's not where he has the advantage. More of a face-up player. That time the official called the foul on Graham Ike for putting 2 hands on his back, but he's much stronger. Ike is much stronger than Newell.
And Ike comes out after picking up that personal. To your point, they play him in stretches here and there, but they like the depth behind him. Demery misses a left corner 3. Newell with the follow. Off the rim, no good, but Newell is fouled again. And this time, he'll go to the line.
So you're seeing this already. Gonzaga has a trio of big guys. Ben Gregg, Graham Ike, and Braden Huff. They're all very good, but they are slow-footed. And so this is what I'm trying to see if Newell and other front court Georgia Bulldogs can wreak havoc down low, Ted.
Newell, the lefty, is the only bucket for Georgia so far. 15-2 Gonzaga. Newell's first free throw, around and out. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. One more for Newell, who was a 4-time Freshman of the Week in the SEC and Georgia's highest-ranked recruit since Anthony Edwards, now a star with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He swishes the second free throw.
Yeah, Newell didn't win the SEC Freshman of the Year. That went to Trey Johnson for Texas. There was a lot of freshmen in the SEC. Taha Pettiford, Jeremiah Fear is also on that list.
Nembhard throws a pass inside, deflected to the right corner, and out of bounds off Gonzaga as Battle was the last one to touch it.
Funny how seeing the ball go through the rim for Georgia, now all of a sudden you can see the defensive intensity turn up.
Demery had a nice play to bounce it off Battle in the corner. Gonzaga leads 15-3. 14:38 to go first half here in Wichita. Houston, the top seed, awaits the winner. Demery cuts it to a rolling Asa Newell, and he traveled. So another Georgia turnover.
The only saving grace on that turnover, Ted, for Mike White's squad, it was a dead ball turnover.
Right.
I mean, Gonzaga's got to take the ball out of bounds. You got to avoid the live ball turnovers against this Gonzaga team because they'll run on you.
Nembhard in the front court to our left. Matched up against Dakota LaFew. Skip pass, left corner Hickman. Jabs with the right. Gives it up to Huff. One dribble, pitch it to Nembhard. Starts left, turns right. Feed it down low to Gregg. Skip it up top. Hickman pulls the trigger. 3-ball is good. His second 3. And Nolan Hickman puts Gonzaga up 18-3.
74 made threes on the year for Hickman. That leads to the WCC and Gonzaga.
44% on the season. Lawrence barrels into the lane, lost it out of bounds, but it'll still be Georgia ball. Gonzaga the last to touch it. On the floor for Georgia, Santos Surreal, Dakota LaFew, the senior transfer from Mount St. Mary's, Silas Demery Jr., Tyron Lawrence, and Asa Newell.
Mike White searching for answers right now, Ted, going deeper into his bench than he normally does.
Yeah, and doing it early because of this onslaught from Gonzaga. Triggering bounce to LeFew. He's got it on the right wing. He cuts to the elbow, bounce it to Surreal, off his hands, out of bounds, and Surreal puts his right index finger in the air, says, yep, my bad. Another turnover. Make it 7 for Georgia.
That should have been caught. That should have been 2 points.
18-3 Gonzaga, 13:44 to play in the first half. Nembhard on the M in March at midcourt, guarded by LeFew. Bounce it to a cutting Huff. Down low, Emmanuel Inocenti's in for the first time for Gonzaga. He retreats to the perimeter. 9 to shoot. Hickman against LeFew. Kick it to Innocenti. He lofts a 3. Got it! Emmanuel Innocenti, just his 9th made 3 of the season. That's how this first half is going. It's 21-3 Gonzaga. Demery hangs, can't hit from the right side. Loose ball, top of the arc, picked up by Innocenti, and a foul called as Newell is on the floor for Gonzaga with his face in his hands. He is on his back and now helped to his feet. Newell took a shot.
The entire Gonzaga bench was up, high-fiving, cheering on their guys who were first to the ground. Yeah, just kind of an accidental elbow to Asa Newell's head. I'm watching the replay right there. Meanwhile, I'm looking at Georgia's bench, Ted, and there's no energy. There's really not a lot to cheer for right now. This is the tale of 2 completely different attitudes going on right now.
You just heard Marcus Pettigrew, the lead official, say the play is under review. How about this? Newell commits the personal foul as the ball was lost, and Innocenti came up with it, but because Newell was smacked in the process as well, we're going to take a look here. Anything involving the head or neck area, as we know, Casey, you're going to get that review. What do you see as we get a look on our monitor?
Stance, incidental contact.
That would be upgraded to a flagrant run. They just announced it right now. Just a common foul. But we're looking at Asa Newell. His left eye is full of water right now.
Yes.
Like he can barely see. We're looking at the replay now. It's just 2 guys wrestling over the ball. One inadvertently smacked the other in the face.
And it wasn't even Innocenti. It was his teammate, Samto Surreal, who poked him in the eye.
Yeah.
So Newell on the bench now with the personal, and the eyes blinking it furiously on the bench. 21-3 Gonzaga. Zags have it shooting to our left. Nembhard bounce it to Huff. Push shot outside the lane. Left side is good. 23-3 Gonzaga. By the way, this is an 8-9 matchup, not a 1 versus a 16. Dylan James handoff to Kane, coming around the corner. Kane throws it up. No, off the front of the rim. Off the rebound. Sacks right to left. Nembhard throws it ahead. Innocenti blocked from behind by LeFew. Out of bounds. Gonzaga ball still.
Ted, even though that didn't result in a Gonzaga score, that pass from Ryan Nembhard, who was it was right before he was about to hit midcourt, and he lofted that thing like a Mahomes out to his, running back screen pass.
Yes.
The perfect amount of air underneath that one.
The Ryan Nembhard moon ball, if you will.
I could play with Ryan Nembhard. He'd give me a few open looks out here.
Now, do you believe Mark Few when he says that he's the best passer he's ever seen?
I'm not sure I'm going to go that far, but he's really, really good.
Hickman on the left wing, bounce it to Greg, feed it to Chinty in the corner. Down low on the block, Huff going reverse side, and he scoops it in. Braden Huff is all of a sudden a superstar for Gonzaga. He's got 7.
Nothing is contested. Georgia, defensively, they've done nothing.
LeFew, it's a 3. Bricks it off the front of the rim. Huff the rebound. Nembhard another hit ahead. Hickman in the right corner. He backtracks against Lawrence. Touch it to Huff. Over to Nembhard, left of the circle. Under 12 to play first half. 25-3 Gonzaga. Huff to Nembhard. No look. Left side. Greg down low. Blocked. Stuck with it. And he scores over Justin Abson. And Mike White calls a timeout. 12 unanswered points for Gonzaga. Are they underseeded? They sure like it. 27-3. The Zags over Georgia at the 11:43 mark in the first half. Timeout on the court. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Tomorrow's road, unpaved, unmapped, uncertain. But it's also where we discover what we can truly count on. Like the 2027 X15 engine by Cummins. With better fuel efficiency, up to 605 horsepower, and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. The X15 is a bedrock of reliability that stands forever ready to rise to the occasion. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
SXM.com/sports.
Here at our Grainger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. We have a football score with 11:43 to play in the first half, but if this was football, Kirby Smart would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Georgia trails Gonzaga 27-3. Georgia just looks shell-shocked.
Yeah, they really do. Only one Georgia player has scored. That's Asa Newell, the freshman, and all 7 Zags who have stepped foot on the floor have made a basket in this one, and now Gonzaga 3-quarter court 1-2-2 pressure.
Why not tighten the screws some more? Newell back on the floor after getting poked in the eye. He has all 3 for Georgia so far. Handed off to R.J. Godfrey. Now Demery, hash mark left. Dribbles to the March Madness logo. First S in Madness. Demery with 7 to shoot, keeps the ball low against Dusty Stromer. Now dribbles around Graham Ike. He slithers his way to the lane, falling away, puts it up good with a foul. Silas Demery Jr. creating offense for Georgia, and he'll have a chance at one more. And we've got another timeout with 11:14 to go in the first half. It's now Gonzaga 27, Georgia 5. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. 2 more games still to come here in Wichita. We move to the West region next, scheduled to tip at 7:35 p.m. Eastern. The 6-seed Missouri and the 11-seed Drake, followed by 3-seed Texas Tech and 14th-seeded UNCW. This is the 8-9 matchup in the Midwest region, and the 8-seed Gonzaga is up 27-5 over the 9-seed Georgia. Not a typo. You didn't mishear that. Silas Demery is at the line for Georgia, looking to cap a 3-point play.
Yeah, he's important. Silas Demery is averaging 20 points per game in his last 9. He's the shot creator. But here's the problem, Ted, as Demery misses his free throw. Georgia doesn't really have a true point guard like Ryan Nembhard. They kind of have to do it by committee.
Demery leads the team in assists, but definitely more of a lead guard than a true point guard. EK shuffles it to Battle, left wing 3, pure! Gonzaga has opened 5 of 5 from downtown, 12 of 15 overall, and they lead 30-5.
And obviously, Gonzaga's hot right now, but Georgia can't get deflections on defense.
LeFew sends it to the corner. Kane attacks back to LeFew, who replaced him in the corner. Spin pass Nembhard. Right-handed flip is good. It's 30-7 Gonzaga. Nembhard into the forecourt, bounce it to Caleb Battle, the Arkansas transfer. Another 3, this time off the heel. And Godfrey pulls it in for Georgia. Demery at the hash mark left. Now left of the circle against Nembhard, starting and stopping. Down to the low block. Pass to Godfrey. Fake a pass. Launch a 3. Off the front of the rim. Newell, offensive rebound out to LeFew. And he cans the triple for Georgia.
There you go. Figure out a way to get back in this thing through the 3-point arc. Offensive rebounds is key to that.
Lead is 20 for Gonzaga. 30-10, midway mark of the first half. Battle curves around the arc left to right. Finds EK, high post right. Now Nembhard outside the arc. Roll it back to EK. 7 to shoot. Underhanded to Battle. Battle slices in against Godfrey. He lost it. He's stripped. And it is out of bounds off Battle. Georgia takes control.
And finally, a back and forth sequence that Georgia can be proud of. They got to figure out a way to take care of the ball. 7 turnovers already so far, Ted, and turnovers have been an issue all season for Georgia.
In their losses, especially that stretch late in the year where it started to look dicey for their tournament hopes, the turnover numbers were off the charts. Kane on the H in March at midcourt, float it to Godfrey. Godfrey trying to bang against EK down the right edge of the lane, and Godfrey walked. So Georgia turns it over for the 8th time.
So we saw Asa Newell, and this time we saw Godfrey try to go through the chest of Graham Ike. That guy's like made of iron American steel. You got to figure out another way to score on that guy.
You know, the price of steel might be going up.
It is. In Spokane. Tie.
30-10 Gonzaga. 9:24 to go in the first half. Top seed Houston awaits the winner. Nembhard barks out the call as he crosses the timeline. Right-handed dribble switching to his left. Picked up by Newell. Skip pass right corner. Battle. 3-ball off the back of the rim. Tapped out of bounds. And off Gonzaga and Michael Ajayi.
Even though that shot didn't go in for Gonzaga, it was the right read, a good offensive possession. I'm looking at Mark Few right now, and he's clapping his hands. That's what we want. That's a wide-open catch-and-shoot 3.
Their first missed 3 of the game. They started 5 of 5. Demery into the forecourt for Georgia. Bounce it to Newell, left of the circle. Guarded by EK, arms outstretched. Bounce it to Dylan James, head of the key. Handoff to Demery. Hesitation move against Battle. Behind the back, shot on the way. No. Rebound EK. Gonzaga right to left. Nemhard blazing right to left. Over to EK. Fake the three. EK, spin move, mid-block left. Left it short. And Demery with the rebound for Georgia. Georgia down 20. 8:26 to play first half. Demery keeps a low dribble inside the foul line. Up, hang, scoop. No, but a foul. And looks like it goes against EK, his second.
Interesting move there, Ted. I don't know if you saw that, but Demery missed that shot on purpose. He wanted to just throw it lightly off the right side of the backboard, and then he chased after and to try and get the offensive rebound, and he got fouled on that second chance. Smart play.
So Demery at the line where he missed earlier, trying to finish the three-point play. 81% on the year. First free throw here is good. Member of the all-freshman team in the SEC a year ago. And Mike White says that Silas Demery should have absolutely been a part of the all-SEC team, at least the all-defensive team this year, but he was not.
Well, the SEC is just so loaded, man, but Demery's had a fantastic sophomore campaign. He's wearing some pastel green shoes. He's got some chrome on the back of him, and the light's hitting. It's like blinding my eyes right now.
I think Ace Newell is still blinking his eye anytime he's near Silas Demery. Demery switched the second free throw. It's 30-12 Gonzaga. 8:14 to go first half. Nemhard guarded by Tyron Lawrence. Bounce it to Ajayi, the Pepperdine transfer. Top of the arc, Dusty Stromer. Now Battle on the left wing. Feed the post. Braden Huff backing down Newell. Turns baseline. Left-handed hook. Offline. Ajayi, weak side offensive rebound. No. Huff flies in from the other side. And a foul called against Georgia. Got a timeout. And that's Braden Huff signaling as if, yeah, that was in the act of shooting, right? I should be shooting free throws after the timeout. We'll find out next. Gonzaga 30, Georgia 12, 7:55 to play in the first half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
8-9 matchup in the Midwest region. Gonzaga, the 8 seed, up 30-12 over Georgia. Time now for the Kohl's fact of the game. And there are many as it relates to Gonzaga in March. 9 consecutive Sweet 16s, the longest active streak in the country. And how about this? A Division I record, 18 consecutive seasons with at least 25 wins. They've got 25 entering the tournament this year. It's the fact of the game. Sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. So under 8 to play. Braden Huff's going to shoot free throws for Gonzaga out of the timeout. It was 30-5. Yeah. Georgia's actually scored the last 7 points.
Yeah, they're doing. How are they doing that? Well, the only thing that's positive for Mike White's squad right now, the Georgia Bulldogs, is rebounding. That's the only thing that they are beating Gonzaga at. They're out rebounding them 12-10, and 7 of those are on the offensive glass. So yeah, they've missed a lot of shots, but at least they're showing some heart, getting a couple extra opportunities in the last couple of minutes.
Huff, the redshirt sophomore from Glen Ellen, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. The lefty misses the first free throw long. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/NBB tickets. Huff around and out on the second, so 0 for 2. It's still 30-12 Gonzaga. Demery crossing the timeline. Slants to his right against Hickman, and he draws the foul as Hickman was trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good idea for Nolan Hickman to pick up Demery about 35 feet from the rim. I mean, maybe Mark Hughes telling him we want to pressure Demery and make him feel us, but that's way too far. He's too fast.
Hickman's first 14th foul against Gonzaga. LeFew bounces to Newell, high block right. Lob it to LeFew, left wing 3 off the front of the rim, and Battle skies for the rebound for Gonzaga. Battle up the center of the floor, kick it to Hickman. On his right hip over to Ajayi, jabs with the right, over to the left, settles in the corner against Surreal. Ajayi looking for an outlet, bounce it to Huff, who wants space on the block. Just outside the lane, he whips it to Nembhard, down the left baseline, skip it over to Hickman, touch it to Battle, right corner 3, swirls down. The 6th three-pointer for Gonzaga in the first half. It's 33-12.
All 5 Gonzaga Bulldogs touched the ball in that possession.
Newell down low. He flicks it in with a foul. Mason Newell going to work, and he's got a 3-point play opportunity.
Scored the first basket for Georgia, and he continues to rub his left eye. I mean, it's every possession. He got poked in the eye. It was about 5 minutes of game time ago, and it is still bothering him a lot.
Now, Santos Surreal, his teammate. Accident, of course, loose ball. And Newell got poked in the eye, but after heading out for a short stretch, came back in, and Newell buries the free throw. He's got 6, and it's 33-15 Gonzaga. Under 7 to play first half.
A 1-3-1 half-court zone. Defensive look for Georgia. They're trying to corral Ryan Nembhard and also just take Gonzaga out of their normal offense, which is crushing Georgia right now.
Nembhard floats it to Huff, right side of the floor. Skip it to Hickman on the left wing. Back to Huff, push shot from 10, around and out. Huff fighting for an offensive rebound. Surreal came down with it, but he traveled as he landed on his backside. So it's Gonzaga ball.
Yeah, so the rule is if you possess the basketball and you go down to the ground in any way, shape, or form, that is an automatic travel, and that's what happened. He lost his footing, but he had the ball in his hands.
So Gonzaga ball, right baseline, with Surreal doing jumping jacks in front of Nembhard. Pass deflected by LeFew, out of bounds. Still belongs to Gonzaga.
So Georgia back in man-to-man, and on baseline out of bounds under, I'm noticing they're basically switching every screen.
Nembhard from that left baseline now. Surreal waving his arms. Into Huff in the corner. Against Newell, backing him down. LeFew comes with the dig to the perimeter in battle, bisecting the lane, and he flips it in with the right hand, avoiding the defender. Beautiful.
I'm not even sure we can describe that, how awesome and difficult that shot was.
35-15, Battle's got 10, and Demery is fouled as he went on the attack.
Well, I'd like to try to describe it. It was a drive from the left wing, straight down Main Street, but he took the contact and then just kind of like almost like a windmill, but didn't finish with a dunk. A windmill off the backboard between 2 Georgia defenders. That was well done by Khalif Battle.
So Demery's at the line for Georgia after the second personal on Braden Huff. It's the 17th foul against Gonzaga. So 1-1 for Silas Demery Jr. One dribble, spins the ball, bends his knees. Off it goes. Got it. Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stink in places beyond your pits? Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant. 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Demery with one more. After a spin, he eyes the rim. And in and out. And Battle fights for the rebound. 35-16 Gonzaga. 6:16 mark first half. Nemhard on the right wing. Yep, dragged his feet. And a travel. It's just the third turnover for Gonzaga.
And the first time that I've seen Ryan Nemhard hesitate in any way, shape, or form. He picked up his dribble and his left foot just dragged maybe 1 inch, but that's enough to get a travel.
Demery bobs into the forecourt to our right. Goes behind the back against Hickman. Snap it to Lawrence. At midcourt, two players down underneath the basket. LeFew and Nemhard. Whistle blows. Foul goes against Nemhard. His first. 8th team foul, and LeFew shooting free throws. Georgia in the bonus here. Gonzaga led 13-0 at the first official timeout. They were up 30-5 at one point. LeFew shooting 1-1, missed the front end off the front of the rim. Battle another rebound for Gonzaga, his 5th. Into the forecourt. Pitch it to Greg, jab with the right against Newell, and shovel it to Hickman. Hickman curls to the right, offensive foul. So foul called against Ismaila Diani, who was trying to free up Hickman.
Yeah, simple ball screen, and he just kind of lunged to his left. You have to stay basically like the letter H and be still, and he got out of his comfort zone there and drew the foul.
Diani, the freshman from Senegal, a 7-footer in for Gonzaga. 35-16 Zags. Demery penetrates the lane. Bounce it to Surreal, who throws it down with both hands and hangs on the rim for good measure. 35-18 Gonzaga. I think there's some frustration in that dunk for Georgia.
Letting it out.
Just a little bit. Battle forecourt left for the Zags down the right lane line, and he scoops it home. No resistance for Georgia at the rim. Georgia left to right, Lawrence into the right corner, left-handed dribble against Battle, screen from Surreal. Lawrence into the lane, hit by Diani, he throws it in with a foul. Took the bump and still converting.
Yeah, that shot was half luck, half skill. Driving to his left, about in the middle of the lane, and he took that contact and kind of just flipped it up. And just throw it to the rim, good things happen. It did for Georgia, but honestly, Ted, it almost doesn't matter what Georgia is doing on the offensive end of the floor. They cannot get stops at all.
Would you believe that Georgia is top 30 in the country in defensive rating? Not by this game.
No way.
Lawrence, the lefty, hits the free throw. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. 37-21 Gonzaga, 5 minutes remaining until the break. Hickman, straight away. Off a screen from Diani. Hickman with a floater off the window, no. Kane grabs it for Georgia. Kane up the floor left to right. Beats Demery. Demery, a left-handed dribble, picked up by Ben Gregg on the switch. The big Demery attacks, goes reverse side, left the scoop short, but a foul called. And it's on Gregg.
Bit of a late whistle there from the referee, but that was the right call. Demery scoots underneath the bucket, and he got hit on the top of his head by Gregg after he released the shot. And Demery has inserted himself in these last 5 minutes. He saw that start and said, no, not on my watch. We got to figure out a way to put some pressure back on the Zags.
Demery with 5 points. He's 3 of 5 at the line so far. His free throw, good.
Demery's not shooting the ball well. He's just 1 for 6. I'm not saying that he's on fire. What I am saying is he's like, there's no way that I'm going to continue to let Gonzaga just walk all over us, and he's been consistently driving aggressively to the rim.
And he's the reason that, according to Mike White, his coach, Georgia picked up those 4 straight wins to finish the regular season. He elevated his game, and in the last 9, averaging 20 per, putting Georgia on his back. Second free throw on the way. Good. So 37-23. Georgia within 14 now.
It's college baseball season, and Sirius XM College Sports Radio has the best coverage up through Omaha.
The baseball national title has a home sweet home on Rocky Top.
Join Mike Farron and Mike Rooney every Thursday for This Week in College Baseball. The best analysis.
This is going to be an absolutely killer year.
And the best guests.
Elliot Avett at NC State. Always enjoy listening to you guys.
To hear the latest episode, download the Sirius XM app and
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Big guy, the ball at the 3-point line. It really was.
Yep. Lawrence on the right wing with it for Georgia. Down to the baseline, cut off by Battle. James launches a right wing 3. Oh, that is way off to the left and out of bounds to Gonzaga. And a deep breath from Dylan James, who claps his hands. Yeah, that's how it is for Georgia right now. 40-23, Gonzaga. 3:40 to play in the first half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Let's check the attendance, sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. 12,006 in attendance here in Wichita. Capacity, by the way, 15,000. It is the second largest arena by capacity in the state of Kansas, second only to
Allen Fieldhouse.
That's right.
Well, that's what they call them, the field house. The field houses have an advantage because the bleachers just go on forever, right?
Yes.
This is like a real NBA arena.
It is gorgeous here in Wichita. They hold a ton of concerts, home of a hockey team, and home of the NCAA tournament, just like it was for the first and second round in 2018. 40-23 Gonzaga over Georgia. 3:38 to play first half. Georgia with pressure. Gonzaga breaks it with Ajayi. Hickman, left wing three on the way. Money for Nolan Hickman. His third three, and it's 43-23.
Georgia just jogging back, Ted. That's what I'm noticing. They are jogging back on defense.
Hickman now with 9, all from beyond the arc. In addition to the free throws, the 3 free throws. Demery, right of the circle, over to the left side, and Somto Surreal deflected. Oh, Caleb Battle went flying almost just to the right of Tom McCarthy, Debbie Antonelli, and Steve Smith. Now, Battle leaps over the table to retrieve the ball.
He's just showing off now, Ted.
Come on, man. What is this, a pro day for Caleb Battle?
The combine.
Yes. And he stopped himself, then leaped over the table for the ball, and then in one hop right back over to the court. 6 to shoot for Georgia. Demery triggers in to Dakota LaFew. LaFew, a deep 3 from the right wing. It's off the heel, and a foul inside. Newell wanted it for Georgia. There were a couple of Gonzaga players, and foul goes against Michael Ajayi of Gonzaga.
Yeah, Ajayi got into an arm wrestling match with Asa Newell down there, right in front of the officials.
Georgia's in the double bonus, and 2 shots for Asa Newell. The freshman from Destin, a projected first-round pick, just that ideal modern NBA big, and the lefty drops in the first free throw.
Yeah, they list him at 6'11". He's got a big head of lettuce on the top of his dome, so, I mean, that goes to about 7 feet, but the lefty is smooth as an athlete, and absolutely, there are some NBA scouts who are paying close attention to him.
Newell bends his knees, lets it fly, second one good. And it's 43-25 Gonzaga. 3 to go until halftime. Ajayi up the floor, right to left for the Zags. Hickman skip it to Huff, right elbow to Nembhard. Starts left, darts right. Lasers a pass inside, and it's stolen by Dakota LaFew. The rare misfire by Nembhard on a pass.
Bad decision by Nembhard.
LaFew on the right wing to Surreal up top. Hand it back to LaFew. Bounce it to Surreal. Loose ball at the foul line. Nembhard digging for it. And a foul called against Georgia.
I put the blame on that turnover on LaFew. There's an acronym, it's called KYP, and it's Know Your Personnel. And as a guard, as a lead guard, you have to know who you're throwing the ball to, whether it be a big or a small. Put them in a position to where they can succeed. Put them in a position where they can use their strengths. And that time, they give the ball to Surreal, just inside the three-point arc. He can't do anything with it.
Now, what are you expecting there? 10 turnovers for Georgia. Ryan Nembhard dribbles to his left on the NCAA logo, finds Hickman. Good look for 3 from the right wing, and Hickman buries it again. His 4th triple, and it's 46-25 Gonzaga. LaFew in the corner with it for Georgia, retreats to the hash mark. Newell fires a 3 from the corner. That's ball and a foul. Another one against Georgia with 1:57 to play.
And this Zags offense is really impressive in person. That last Nolan Hickman bucket is what we call floppy action, where you have your bigs on the choose which side they want to go out on, and Nolan Hickman is shot ready every time the ball hits his hands.
And coming off a game in the WCG championship, 1 of 6 shooting, one of his worst games of the season. Bat 1-1 for Gonzaga. Free throw is good. You can live The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand.
$7.25 Zags. One more free throw for Caleb Battle, and it goes right down the chute. 48-25 Gonzaga with 1:55 to go. Demery walks it up for Georgia, goes between the legs against Hickman, steadies a left-handed dribble. Hook it to Tyron Lawrence, right back to Demery. He turns to his right, guarded by Hickman. Demery rising inside the right elbow, offline to the left. And the rebound secured by Caleb Battle in Gonzaga. Ahead to Nemhard. Nemhard bounce it to a trailing Huff. Touch it to Battle. Left of the circle three. Offline to the right. And Surreal pulls in the rebound for Georgia. Demery left to right. Between the legs again against Hickman. Up top to Newell. Fake the three. Spins in the lane against Ajayi. And he banks it in. It's 48-27 Gonzaga. 1:11 to go. Battle across the timeline. Snap it to Nemhard. Calls the play with his left hand. Nemhard ducks into his left. Leaping hook pass to Nolan Hickman in the corner. Back to Huff. Under a minute to play in the half. Nemhard center of the floor. Down the left lane line. Bounce it to Ajayi. And Ajayi was out of bounds. Right in front of the Georgia bench. Stepped out. And it's Georgia ball with 50 seconds to play in the half. 48-27 Gonzaga, the 8 seed, over the 9 seed. Gonzaga led 30-5 at the 11-minute mark of this first half. The winner to meet Houston, the top seed on Saturday in the second round. Demery moves to the right baseline for Georgia, finds a curling LeFew. Three-pointer is off the mark, and Battle grabs the rebound for Gonzaga. About a 9-second difference between the clocks, and his Battle moves it across half court. Gonzaga calls a timeout. 48-27, 33 seconds to play in the half. Caleb Battle and Nolan Hickman have scored the last 20 points for Gonzaga, and of course a lot of that coming from beyond the arc. You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. All right, 48-27 Gonzaga. Casey, what has impressed you the most about the Zags here in the first half?
You mentioned that Battle and Hickman have scored the last 20. So while those guys are going, it's still a collective effort. Those guys are getting shots because Braden Huff isn't forcing anything, and everybody has their head up. So, yeah, two guys are being the ones that are shooting the most basketballs. This Gonzaga team, the ball does not stick.
Ready, Ben? So 33.4 to go in the half out of the Gonzaga timeout. Zags up 48-27, and about a 9-second difference between the clocks. Nemhard on the M and Madness at midcourt. He slants left, shovels it to Battle around a screen from Braden Huff, stops at the right elbow, ball knocked out of his hands, and a steal by Georgia. Shot clock is dark. 18 seconds. Demery into the forecourt to our right. Demery pulls it out as Mike White points with his right index finger, calling the play. 10 seconds, down to 9. Demery, a lazy dribble against Battle, moves to his right, feeds Newell, left of the circle, 3-ball, off the heel, Huff the rebound from three-quarter court, he heaves it, and it's off the top of the backboard. Gonzaga certainly doesn't look like an 8 seed. 48-27 over the 9-seed Georgia at halftime.
A lot of things are tilted towards the Zags, two that stick out. The three-point shooting is just lights out. This is a Gonzaga team that really doesn't rely that much on the three-point shot. They don't shoot it a ton, but you make 8 out of 10 in the first half, and I don't think there's a team in America that's going to beat them.
Hickman had 4 of those threes, 15 points to lead the Zags. Halftime score, Gonzaga 48, Georgia 27. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's Basketball Tournament.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Welcome back inside the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Gonzaga, its lowest seed in 9 years. The Bulldogs not playing like an 8 seed right now. They were up 30-5 on Georgia to start the game. Gonzaga leads it at the break, 48-27. That 8-9 matchup in the Midwest region. All right, let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter X.com/MVP. We'll start the 5-12 matchup in the Midwest, Clemson and McNeese. Clemson had just 13 points at halftime, down by 24. The Tigers, though, finally waking up.
Garcia with a clock down to 7 to shoot. Murray left to the lane. Murray tracks, spins up a leaner. It won't go. Rebound to Clemson. Zachary racing up the left side. Hand back, left wing. Hunter in the paint. Leaves it off for Wiggins. Knocked away from behind. Hunter puts it back up and in. It's a 10-point game. As close as they've been since 18-8. We approach 3 minutes to go.
Chris Carino with the call. Clemson got it to within 9, but too little too late. McNeese is up by 12, under a minute to go, 65-53 in that Midwest region. Purdue would be next for McNeese. The 4-seed Boilermakers beat High Point 75-63. They out-rebounded the Panthers by 21. 6-11 matchup in the East. BYU in its offense, VCU in its defense, and so far it's been the Cougars' offense that's the story.
Devin already with 11 points. He averages 10.5 per game on the year. Hand off to Hall, 7 to shoot. Hall working against Short. Oh, what a spin. Gets to the rim. Shot short. Offensive rebound and put back by Cada. BYU with a 39-28 lead. 6 seconds until halftime.
Kevin Kugler with the call. BYU shooting 54%. The Cougars up 17 on VCU, 56-39 with 12 minutes left to go. 3-seed Wisconsin in that East region is next. The Badgers beat Montana 85-66, putting 5 players in double figures, 19 for John Blackwell. Number 1 overall seed Auburn got 23 from Miles Kelly. His 7 threes tied a school tournament record. They pulled away from Alabama State 83-63. And Auburn will meet 9-seed Creighton, who shot the lights out in the first half and never looked back. The Blue Jays beat Louisville 89-75 in Lexington. The 1 seed of the Midwest, Houston, 78-40 over SIU Edwardsville. 14 straight wins for the Cougars, and they await the Gonzaga Georgia winner. Right now it's been all Zags, 48-27 Gonzaga over Georgia at the break. Coming up, an interview with Drake head coach Ben McCollum. before a matchup with Missouri. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Springfest and Ego Days are here at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery with purchase of a Select trimmer, blower, or mower kit. Plus, shop today for new and exclusive items you need for your lawn. So get ready for spring with the latest in innovation from Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Only at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Gonzaga up 21 on Georgia at the break in Wichita. Coming up next at Intrust Bank Arena, move to the West region, the 6-seed Missouri and the 11-seed Drake, who just pulled off a three-peat in the Missouri Valley. They also have a school record 30 wins. Here's Bulldogs head coach Ben McCollum with our Casey Jacobson.
You guys are no strangers to the NCAA tournament. You made your last 3 tournaments, 4 of your last 5, but this is your first year as the coach. So tell people who haven't seen your program play what your team is about.
You know, I think for us, what sets us apart or what we try to set ourselves apart with is just the toughness piece of it, and not so much the physical toughness. I do feel like we're a physical team, but more the emotional, like, you know, can you get down and come back? Can you get up and maintain? You know, just all the things that go against you or for you in a game. Can you maintain that emotional stability? And that's what our team has done throughout the year.
You are a complete team, but Bennett Sturtz is your star. 19 points a game, almost 6 assists as well. What makes Bennett a special player?
You know, probably his humility. Obviously, he's very talented. He can pass. He sees the game very, very well. He sees the whole floor, not just little pockets or areas. But I think it's his humility that allows him to be really good because he's a lifelong learner, super coachable. He's very steady on the floor. And you know, the other part of that is our team allows him to be great, meaning, you know, a lot of teams don't allow essentially Bennett to be Bennett, you know, or their best player to be their best player. And our team does, and it's not necessarily that he's the most important, it's just the one that the gravity is created with. And so it's been helpful for him, it's been helpful for us to have that gravity, and he's been great.
Your team last played on March 9th. What have you done in the last 11 days to prepare your team for this game?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of scrimmaging. We do a lot of scrimmaging in practice, just preparing for a variety of things that an opponent can do. I think with Mizzou, they obviously do so many different things that it was tricky to prepare for in a week, that we didn't know we were playing. So, we've prepared, I think, and hopefully we stayed in rhythm. I guess we'll find out around 6:30 if it all works out okay.
This is a really fun matchup for basketball nerds like me. You guys are one of the better defensive teams in all of America. Mizzou is one of the most talented offensive teams in the country. So what is the defensive game plan to try and slow down a Tiger team that can put points on the board?
The tricky part of this matchup is their athleticism, and it's their top 10 are just freakishly athletic. And for us, we're not exactly athletic. And so it does pose a lot of issues for us. And so you have to combat it, try to shrink the floor like we normally do, guard the basketball, be physical on the ball, not give them extra chances, all the things that make a good defense. That's all you have to do, and hope that they miss a few shots too.
Coach McCollum, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
That is Drake head coach Ben McCollum with our Casey Jacobson ahead of a matchup with Missouri. Meanwhile, it is a final score. The referees are just checking on something, but McNeese has pulled off the upset over Clemson in Providence, 69-67. The 12-seed McNeese is moving on to take on Purdue. Halftime score in Wichita, Gonzaga 48, Georgia 27. We're going to rejoin Casey and Ted Emmerich in Wichita after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, really go for it.
Fourth down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I'll wake up. Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
The 8-9 game here in the Midwest region in Wichita has not been close through one half. 48-27, the 8-seed Gonzaga over the 9-seed Georgia. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson back with you at Intrust Bank Arena. We check the halftime stats. Sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. Gonzaga came out firing. They did not relent. They made 10 of their first 12 shots, end up shooting 59% as a team, 8 of 11 from 3. Nolan Hickman, 4 of 4 from deep, 15 points to lead all scorers. Caleb Battle, 14 points and 7 rebounds. And Asa Newell leads Georgia with 10 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah, to me, this was a complete and utter, take it to the woodshed and put it on you for Gonzaga, flexing your muscle. So if you're a college basketball fan, you're wondering how Gonzaga got seeded 8th, this is validation for that. This is one of the most talented offenses in the nation.
Time now to connect with our analyst for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, what you got?
All right, for Georgia, I got a couple things. Stop turning the ball over, man. 10 turnovers, Ted, and it's fuel for Gonzaga's fire. 20-2 points off turnovers for the Zags. You can't win basketball games if you turn it over against this team. And then they kind of increase the pressure. You and I both noticed Georgia was not ready to play defensively. Gonzaga moved the ball wherever they wanted. That has to stop if Georgia wants to get back in this thing. For the Zags, I think they did a really nice job in pretty much every area. I think Mark Few probably talked about continuing to focus on Silas Demery Jr. and Blue Kane, which I believe are the two. Those are the power sources for Georgia's backcourt scoring. Those two combined for 1 of 9 shooting. If that continues, I don't see how Georgia can get back in it.
Demery just 7 points. Kane scoreless in the first half. Halftime score, Gonzaga 48, Georgia 27. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit usps.com/in-the-know.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
March 29th, 1982. The Louisiana Superdome saw some terrific talent at the championship game. Patrick Ewing, James Worthy, Sam Perkins, just to name a few. But the hero of the North Carolina-Georgetown final turned out to be a Tar Heel freshman.
Jimmy Black on the right side to Michael Jordan, back on the right. Over to Jimmy Black. Black holding high, goes to Doherty. Doherty in the double team, gives it back to Black with 20 seconds left to play. Goes back to Michael Jordan, jumper from out on the left, good! 63-62.
The Hoyas had one last chance, but an errant pass by Freddie Brown secured the title for Dean Smith in North Carolina. But it was the first signature play of Michael Jordan's career that goes down as another great moment in tournament history. I'm Kevin Kugler.
Ted Emmerich and Casey Jacobson here at our Granger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. Stay on top of your game with Granger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRANGER or click Granger.com. We start the second half with the 8-seed Gonzaga leading the 9-seed Georgia by 21, 48-27. Gonzaga opened up a 30-5 lead 9 minutes into this game, and the three-point shooting from the Zags just off the charts. Nolan Hickman 4-4. Caleb Battle with a couple, 8 of 11 at the team. So when we talked with Mike White yesterday, Casey, he said coming from the SEC and the rugged schedule they play, nothing is going to faze us. I think they got phased in the first half. Now they just got to chip away, right?
Yeah, they do have to chip away, one possession at a time, but it's interesting. The way that Gonzaga played in that first half reminds you of Alabama, who is the top scoring team in America, over 90 points a game. Nate Oates' squad delivers Gonzaga as second in the country at 87 points a game. So, yeah, like Mike White has seen a team like Gonzaga. But again, if you're not ready to play against Alabama or Gonzaga, they'll put it on you.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Georgia shoots to our left. Silas Demery has it. Black jerseys, white numbers. He whips it to Blue Kane, hash mark right. Bounce pass. Dakota LaFew gets the start in the second half for the Dogs. Down low to Asa Newell. Spinning gets a Huff. Newell puts it up. It rolls around and does drop through.
And that's how Georgia started the first half. Asa Newell with a bucket. And Asa Newell, I'm just looking at him right now. He's clapping his hands. He's trying to generate some energy.
He's got a dozen, 48-29 Gonzaga. Nembhard churns into the lane, kick to Hickman, touch it to Battle. Battle to the right elbow, inside EK, out to Huff, right corner three, book it! The 9th three of the game for Gonzaga out of 12 attempts.
And again, all 5 Zags touched the basketball. No one forced it. The basketball will reward you if you move it.
Pass inside LaFew, and Newell crushes the rim with both hands. 51-31 Gonzaga. And to your point about the ball movement from the Zags, it's like they lead the country in assists or something.
They do. Almost every single year they're in the top 3 or 4.
20 per game as a team. Ryan Nembhard leads the nation individually at 10 per. Battle trying to pass to EK. Foul called against Blue Kane. And his hands in the air, held the pose, and committed the personal.
Mark Few, the head coach for Gonzaga, knows what the most important position in basketball is. It's point guard, and he's had a bunch of them, going back to Matt Santangelo, Blake Stepp, Dan Dickow. I mean, we can go all the way back to John Stockton, but Mark Few didn't coach John Stockton.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. His tenure doesn't go back that far. Nembhard has it on the left wing. Now EK, ball over his head, goes between the legs against Dylan James, backing him down on the mid-block. Lawrence swiping, 4 to shoot. EK turns toward the baseline, and the lefty scoop is good for EK.
He doesn't jump but more than 4 inches off the ground, Ted, but he gets buckets.
Only had 4 points in the first half, Gonzaga's leading scorer. Georgia with 2 left. James touch a look. Trick the 3 straight on. That's off the heel. Long rebound. Newell has it. 20 seconds back on the shot clock for Georgia. LaFew down to the right baseline. Stops. To Demery. Free throw line extended right. And that 3-pointer is a swish.
11 second chance points. And really, that's been the one thing that Georgia has up into the offense downs, and they seemingly always score on that second opportunity.
53-34 Gonzaga. 17:45 second half. Nembhard bounces to a rolling EK to Huff. Push shot with the right. In and out. Huff gathers his own miss. He shovels to Hickman. Right wing 3. Around and out. His first miss from downtown. And Georgia has the rebound as Dakota LaFew is slow to get up.
I'm pretty sure he got hit in his nether regions. Just shaking it off. Needs a little bit of time. All the dudes in the audience can understand that.
Boy, we're getting a look on our monitor and got tangled up with Huff as he went down and stays in the game. A few jabs with the right, step back 3 over Nembhard. That's off the back of the rim. And ball out of bounds to the Georgia bench. Belongs to Gonzaga.
Asa Newell had post position, and LaFew took a contested step back instead of throwing it into your best player. Like, that's just what I don't understand. Mike White subbed him out immediately. That's just, I don't want to be too judgmental, but that's just not a smart basketball play. Give the ball to your best player on the block.
And LaFew got the start, you would think. Georgia looking for instant offense here to start the half, but that poor decision leads to a seat on the bench for the Mount St. Mary's transfer. Battle at the right elbow. Snap it to Hickman, left side of the floor against Emery. Now to Huff, short corner left against Newell. Backs him down. Kane is pawing at him. Back to the wing and Battle. Step back, corner three, left side. Bottom from Caliph Battle. His third three. It's 56-34 Gonzaga. Demery kicks it. Dylan James right of the circle. Three-pointer is short. And a foul called as Battle ended up with the rebound. Blue Kane went flying for Georgia. And the foul is against Gonzaga. And Battle shaking his head. He's incredulous. Battle now with 17 points after that three.
Battle's got to be careful. He continues to woof at the referees, and they're kind of looking at him like, I dare you to say something more.
Yep. There is a line.
There is.
Do you want to cross it? Demery lobs it into Newell. High post right against EK. And back to the perimeter. Demery has it between the circles. Between the legs against Nolan Hickman. Down the left lane line. A little out of control. Stopped at the baseline against EK. Pivots, turns, feeds James. Foul line hook shot, no. Newell offensive rebound. And Newell puts it up. It bounces once, twice, three times, and off the rim. But Newell is fouled. Hickman picks up the foul, his second.
It's really fun just to watch Asa Newell. Like his energy, like if everybody on Georgia played with the same energy that Asa Newell had, this game would be tied.
Spruce is a new weed and grass killer with 9 simple yet effective ingredients that are safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spruce works differently by dehydrating the weed down to the roots. Newell, the lefty, sinks the first free throw. And get this, so he finished up his high school career at Montverde Academy, just west of Orlando, Florida. His high school team last year featured Cooper Flagg of Duke, Liam McNeely, Connecticut, Derek Queen, Maryland, Robert Wright III. That was the lineup that usually closed the games for Montverde, which went undefeated and won a high school national championship.
That team would be competing in this NCAA tournament if you allowed them. And what my favorite stat of all this, Asa Newell averaged less points and less rebounds last year at Mount Verde than he is for the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC. How about that?
Because he usually came off the bench for that team. Newell's got 6 points in the half, 56-36 Gonzaga. Battle hangs from the foul line, too strong. Huff an offensive rebound. Lefty push shot is good. Great touch again from Braden Huff.
You could say that about every Gonzaga big guy. They have that touch. If you don't have it, you can't play.
James has it left of the circle for Georgia, into the corner, and Tyron Lawrence to Newell, down the right lane line against Huff. He gathers, he avoids Huff, but he walked. Boy, taking that extra step as he tried to contort his body, and it's a turnover by Georgia. Timeout on the court, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 58-36, Gonzaga over Georgia, 15:44 to play. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to pause for the facts. I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro. Facts. A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion. Facts. The ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie. Facts. Starring me, Little Miss Confident. Yeah! Facts. Sorry, you get it. Shop the allnewcarfax.com.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
If you can't catch our tournament broadcasts on radio, you can also listen online at westwoodonesports.com and ncaa.com. On any Alexa-enabled device, simply ask to open Westwood One Sports, or when you're on the go via the Varsity Network app, the NCAA March Madness app, or with the brand new, easy-to-use Westwood One Sports app. It is glorious, and it has come on just in time for the NCAA tournament. 58-36, Gonzaga over Georgia, the 8 over the 9, 15-37 remaining in the second half here in Wichita. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson with you. Winner plays top seed Houston on Saturday in the second round. Nembhard with it at the foul line. Jumper for Gonzaga is off the front of the rim. Kane has it. Storming right to left for Georgia. Kane out of control, off balance, throws it up, and he draws the foul.
Well, he has got to get going. Blue Kane, one of the coolest names in all of college basketball, by the way. 0 for 3 from the field, and he's a guy that my dad always taught me, Ted, that if you're having a tough game, try and get layups, try and get the foul line. Yeah. Either one. And see the ball go through the rim. That's what all shooters need.
You want to know how he got his name?
Yeah, I do.
So his dad, Chris, played golf at Duke. Loved his school so much, the Blue Devils, he named his son Blue, and Kane drills the first free throw.
So are you telling me if his dad went to Stanford, which is where I went, he would be Cardinal Kane, which would still be really cool. That would be cool, too.
Yes. And if he went to North Texas, he would be Mean Green Kane.
Oh, man. Now we're talking. That's your alma mater.
That's where I went.
That's solid.
Well
done.
I'm going to name my son Mean Green. Kane sixth of the second one. 58-38 Gonzaga. 15-20 mark second half. Nembhard up the floor. Snap it ahead to Emmanuel Innocenti, who returns for Gonzaga. Huff up top. Nembhard touch it to Ike. Mid-post left against R.J. Godfrey. Spins baseline. Ike using his dominant hand. The left. Hook shot, no. Dylan James the rebound for Georgia. Up the near side, right to left. Tyron Lawrence. Bounce it to Godfrey. Working against Ike at this end. Godfrey right-handed hook is short. Innocenti flies in for the rebound. Gonzaga back left to right. Nembhard gliding ahead. Stopped by Lawrence. Hook it to Huff. Skip into the corner. Innocenti trying to touch it to Ike. It's stolen by Silas Demery Jr. And Demery's fouled in transition. Innocenti picks up the foul. The native of Italy. Transfer from Tarleton State. 58-38, Gonzaga by 20, 14:41 remaining. Demery to inbound from the hash mark far side. Puts it in play to Tyron Lawrence, the Vanderbilt transfer. Guarded by Nembhard. Bounce it to James, right side angle against Ben Gregg of Gonzaga. Shovel it to Lawrence, bounce it to a cutting Godfrey. Lost control of it against Gregg, picks it up, out to Kane. Deep three is good. Well, Blue Kane hits a couple of free throws. Now he's got his first made field goal, and it's 58-41.
Yeah, and almost half of his made field goals on the season have been from three.
Nembhard finds Ike at the foul line. One dribble, and the push shot is good. Boy, contact too. Ike wanted the foul, no whistle.
And how many Gonzaga bigs have they hit runners in the lane? They can score in the post, but Ted, it's called a pocket pass. When you run a pick and roll and it's that quick bounce pass to the big, Gonzaga guys, they pick it up, they can take an extra bounce, and they have a float. They have nuance and layers to their game. Not a lot of big guys in college basketball can make that play that Graham Ike just did.
Boy, think of Drew Timme for multiple years, and many other Gonzaga bigs over the years. So skilled, like you mentioned, with that touch near the basket. and with a little bit of range. Kane off the inbound, left wing three, off the heel. Greg fighting for the rebound, foul called. And Greg picks it up. That's his second.
That was R.J. Godfrey. He's had a tough game. Godfrey, not a big scorer, just 6.5 points a game, but he's got no offensive flow. But the thing that he can add is get his butt on the glass.
Demery puts it in to Blue Kane. Backtracks with the dribble. Now high right. Mike White directing traffic from the far sideline. Godfrey lobs it in. Santos Surreal lays it in with the left.
Gonzaga got caught switching, and so you have a guard on Surreal, and that's a huge mismatch because Surreal is gigantic.
60-43 Gonzaga. Surreal listed at 6'11", 260. The freshman from Nigeria. Battle low, dribble between the legs against Godfrey, trying to break him down in the lane. Fall away jumper off the heel, and it drops through for Caleb Battle. 19 points for Battle at 62-43 Gonzaga. Demery fires a pass to Godfrey, spins in the lane, and his shot from close range is good.
There you go, get him going. Yeah. But I'm going to say it again, Ted. It doesn't matter what Georgia does on one end of the floor. They have yet to slow down the Zags at any point in this game.
They just can't get stops. Gonzaga shooting 57% as a team. 62-45 Zags. Nembhard floats it into EK, into deep, surrounded by three Georgia Bulldogs. Pass to the perimeter. Nembhard, feet set, long 2 foot on the line. No. EK with the follow. And he beats his chest and lets out a yell. 64-45 Gonzaga.
Well, he got the offensive rebound set, but he didn't come down with it. He caught it in midair and shot it lefty.
All in one motion. EK trying to strip Demery. Picked it back up. Demery throws it to the corner. 3-ball by Kane is good. Blue Kane knocks it down. He's got 7 all in the second half, and it's 64-48 Gonzaga.
There's some dog pound fans behind us, Ted. Oh, that's a defense there from Blue Kane. Slaps the ball off of Ryan Nembhard's leg, and Georgia is in business. I was about to mention the dog pound behind us. They're wearing these football shoulder pads. They got spikes coming out the top of them, and for the first time, I'm hearing them right behind me. I'm hearing them.
There's just that faint hint of life from Georgia right now, which again fell behind 30-5 in the first 9 minutes. They're down 16, down the right lane line. Demery blocked. Huff comes away with it for Gonzaga. Ahead to Nembhard, head on a swivel. Feeds Battle in the corner. Got Kane off his feet. Long 2 is pure. Caleb Battle now with 21. And it's 66-48 Gonzaga.
Oh, just dribbled right off his leg.
Demery turns it over for Georgia, crossing the timeline. For the Dogs from Georgia, it's their 12th turnover of the game. A timeout with 11:42 to play. Gonzaga 66, Georgia 48. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling, you ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Brad Heller back in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. Only one other game going on right now. It is BYU up on VCU, 75-66. Under a minute to go, the Cougars on their way to facing Wisconsin. McNeese, its first ever tournament win. The 12-seed Cowboys holding off the 5-seed Clemson, 69-67. And then easy wins for the 2-1 seeds. Houston, 38 better than SIUE. And Auburn beat Alabama State by 20. Back to Wichita, Ted Emmerich and Casey Jacobson.
Gonzaga almost up 20 on Georgia, 66-48, 11:40 to play. Georgia's made 4 of their last 6. Problem is, Zags have made 4 of their last 5. And Georgia, if they are going to climb back in it, they need to string together some stops. Hickman fires a right-wing 3. Got it! Another one for Nolan Hickman. His 5th of the game. He's got 18 points, and it's 69-48 Gonzaga. Demery front court left with it for Georgia. Swinging around to R.J. Godfrey, right of the circle. One dribble, handoff, Kane. Deep 3 is short. And Huff pulls in the rebound for Gonzaga.
What's impressive about Gonzaga is they'll run off of misses, of course, but they'll also run off makes.
They just always run.
Yeah, they do.
Battle running into the paint, dropping it off to Ben Gregg. Missed the shot, but he's fouled. And Caleb Battle, Casey, has been a perfect fit for Gonzaga. Well-traveled, 4 schools in 6 years, from Butler to Temple, last year at Arkansas, but can hit shots from the outside, can defend, can create his own shot, and set up others as well.
That's a good point. All coaches across America are looking for guards that you don't have to manufacture everything for them. And Caleb Battle's a good example of that. One-on-one, he'll get his own.
Greg hits the first free throw. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. 70-48 Gonzaga. One more free throw for Greg. A high arcer is good. 71-48 Zags. Under 11 to go here in Wichita. Top seed Houston will play the winner. Demery yo-yos the left-handed dribble, feeds Kane on the A in March at midcourt. Kane jabs at the right, bounces to Godfrey, guarded by Braden Huff. Godfrey eyes up, looking for Kane. Instead, skip it to the left corner. Demery for 3. Off the back of the rim. Kane tipping it up. Ball is loose. Still loose in front of the Georgia bench. Huff got a piece of it, so did Greg. And it's Georgia ball.
4 Georgia players touched the ball on that possession, Ted. Do you know the one that did not? Is their best player, their leading scorer. I'm going to keep going back to this, but Asen Newell's got to tell his teammate. I know he's a freshman. He's got to tell his teammates, I need to touch the ball on every possession. He's a willing passer, but they're not giving him enough touches.
Now's not the time to be passive. Godfrey stops at the left elbow, finds Kane, attacks from the right wing. Kane hangs from the baseline, fall away, no good. Caleb Battle commits the personal, and he's got his palms open. Really? Yes. Foul call.
Yes, really, and a good call. We're watching the replay right now. Blue Cane rises up. You are not allowed to walk into the airspace. Just like in real life, you're not allowed to, invade someone's personal space. Basketball players have that too. Tell that to Kelvin Sampson.
That's right.
They invade everybody's personal space.
And they are betting that the officials will not call it every single time.
That's right.
Kane bricks the first free throw. An 86% foul shooter to lead Georgia, and he's really frustrated after that miss, shaking his head.
I mean, for shooters like Blue Cane, we think of free throws as really free points. You should never miss a foul shot, especially down right now. You can't leave points on the table, so it's very frustrating.
Kane lets the second one go. Front rim board. Oh, and off the mark, so he missed them both. 71-48 Gonzaga, nearing the midway point of the second half. Battle has it high left, guarded by Kane. Top of the arc, Huff. Bounce it to Hickman. Hook it to Gregg. Fake it inside. Back to the wing. Hickman down low. Braden Huff back to the basket against Newell. Under 10 to shoot. Turns baseline. Right-handed hook is offhand. Good. 73-48. Gonzaga on a 9-0 run. Demery has it deep in the corner right side against Innocenti. Oh, lost his balance. Landed on his backside and a foul against Innocenti.
I'm marveling. I've seen Gonzaga play many times, and over the years as well. But I'm marveling at their big men and how patient they are, and how depth they are at passing. And if you don't double team, they calmly take their time, and they have like 6 different moves. And so, what do you do when you guard Gonzaga's big? Do you double every time? Because they'll dissect you. I'm not sure. But if Houston's going to play them in a couple days, I'm sure Kelvin Sampson's trying to figure out how we're going to guard their post guys.
Even with 9:40 to play, the scout has probably already begun.
Yes.
Demery at the line as Gonzaga picks up its 17th foul. So 1-1 for Demery. Free throw, good. One more for Silas Demery Jr. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Demery, the Raleigh, North Carolina native, spins the ball in his hands. He bends his knees, takes his time, lets it go. A swish. 13 for Demery, and it's 73-50 Gonzaga, and Demery exits.
I think it's important to remember that this Georgia team is the second youngest in the SEC. Of their starting 5 today, Ted, 0 are seniors. Demery and Blue Kane are both sophomores. And that's not any consolation for the Georgia fans that are frustrated with how they've played today. But hopefully, if they can continue to grow with this program, the future looks bright for Georgia.
23-point lead for the Zags. Gonzaga to our right. Huff lobs it into the left corner. Caleb Battle connects again. Another triple. Gonzaga putting on a clinic here in Wichita. It's 76-50. Make it a dozen threes for the Zags. 24 points for Battle. Deshane Montgomery, acrobatic move. Lefty layup is good for Georgia to make it 76-52. Montgomery, a transfer from Mount St. Mary's, just like LeFew, hasn't played the last 6 games. Ajayi bounce it low, touch it, Innocenti to Huff. Tic-tac-toe, and another bucket for Braden Huff.
That's the best way to describe what Gonzaga has done. Tic-tac-toe, the ball flies from one side to the other, hits the middle, and then it's almost a guaranteed bucket.
16 points for Huff. Nice. Godfrey Alab, and Newell with a 2-hand slam.
That looked like a Gonzaga possession for Georgia. Get the ball in the middle of the paint and then throw it up to Asa Newell. Yeah, he's a bright spot for Georgia in this one.
18 points and 7 rebounds for the freshman in his first and likely only NCAA tournament game. Probably headed to the NBA. 78-54 Gonzaga. Innocenti elbow, bounce it to Ajayi. Foul line jumper and front rim board off target. Rebound Georgia. Tyron Lawrence up the far side, right to left. Lawrence a left-handed dribble, pull up 3 over Innocenti. Off the heel. Loose rebound, knocked out of bounds underneath the basket, and it'll stay at this end.
All of that offense the last 5 minutes or so for Gonzaga took place without Ryan Nembhard, the leading assist guy in the country. It's not just him, right? Like you just think, okay, Ryan Nembhard's the reason why they lead the country in assists. It's not.
Nembhard back on the floor now as Lawrence throws it into Blue Kane. Georgia shooting to our left. Kane jabs at the right, gets a screen from Surreal. Bounce it, pocket pass, and Surreal banks it home.
He rose up about 5 feet from the basket, like straight up, and took that contact and made a tough shot.
78-56 Gonzaga, 7:40 to go. Innocenti on the right wing. Lob it, right elbow, Huff, left-handed push shot, good again. Oh, and Braden Huff flapping his wings up the floor. Braden Huff has 18 points.
I'm not sure what that means, but The Zags are flying.
Yes, they are. Montgomery triggers a three straight on. That's off the back of the rim. Surreal cleans it up with a two-handed stuff.
The second time he's got a dunk where he's like hung on the rim a little extra. The basket to our left is still shaking.
Surreal now with 8. It's 80-58 Gonzaga, approaching the 7-minute mark. Nembhard, center of the floor, points with his left hand, fires a pass inside to Huff. Left wing three and a Chinty off the front of the rim. Long rebound to Blue K. Georgia right to left. Tyron Lawrence, right-handed dribble. Dribbled it off his foot, able to regain it near the hash mark right side. Chest pass to Newell, down the left side of the lane against Huff. And foul called against Braden Huff. We had an official timeout here in Wichita with 6:40 to go. It's Gonzaga 80, Georgia 58. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Right now, rewards members can save $40 on an Allen & Roth Chesler Gold faucet. Was $99, now $59. Plus, save $110 on a Cobalt 40-volt battery trimmer and blower combo kit. Was $279, now $169. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/24 while supplies last. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I've got to say, I don't think anybody can dethrone Quest Nutrition. They've got nutrition on point with indulgent bars in every flavor you can imagine. On the wings, you've got flavors like nacho cheese protein chips and spicy cheddar crackers. Talk about a 1-2 punch of protein. Have I mentioned the rich, creamy protein milkshakes they have down low? 45 grams of protein. Now that's power. Quest Nutrition. Big on protein, low on sugar, huge on flavor. It's basically cheating.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. 8-9 matchup here in Wichita, the Midwest region, all Gonzaga, and from the very start, 80-58 over Georgia, 6:40 to play. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson, our entire crew. Gonzaga is still shooting 60% as a team, and Casey, they're 12 of 17 from downtown.
Ted, we thought that their first half was unreal, and we thought, like, there's surely no way you could sustain it. They've increased it.
Yeah.
Even their three-point shooting. And again, if you haven't watched Gonzaga play this whole year, you know that they're a good offensive team. They always are. But this is not a team that launches a ton of threes. They are very judicious. They only attempt 21 threes on average, but they are ultra efficient. And when they're hot like this, I mean, just they're lights out.
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Asa Newell, the star freshman for Georgia, misses the front end of a 1-and-1. It's 80-58. The 8-seed Gonzaga over the 9-seed Georgia. 6.5 minutes to play. Gonzaga led 13-0 at the first official timeout and 30-5 at one point. Graham Ike works down low. Left-handed hook, no, but he is fouled. Gonzaga has tied its NCAA tournament record with 12 made threes as a team, 12 of 17. Nolan Hickman is 5 of 6. He's got 18 points. And Caleb Battle leads all scorers with 24. That includes 4 threes himself.
Yeah, they really haven't. Graham Ike is at the foul line right now. They really haven't needed Ike because of the play from Huff. I mean, Huff has been the best big, and we talked about it earlier. I know folks are just joining us here, but Mark Few has 3 centers that he basically puts on a rotation, and Braden Huff, Graham Ike, and Ben Gregg, and it's been the Huff show down low today.
Making his 3rd start of the season back-to-back as Ike drains the free throw to make it 81-58 Gonzaga. Huff with 18, Hickman with 18, Ike now with 11. Silas Demery Jr. has it hash mark right side for Georgia. Left-handed dribble met by Ike. Left elbow jumper is offline. Loose ball, left baseline, scooped up by Ike. Gonzaga left to right. White jerseys, navy blue numbers, red trim. Hickman has it, top of the arc. Hickman on the drive, left-handed shovel to Ike is knocked out of his hands. Georgia the steal. Lawrence trying to throw it ahead to Montgomery, and Nembhard picks off the pass. Ryan Nembhard, the nation's leader in assists at 10 per game. Wheels to the right baseline, hook it to Michael Ajayi. Crossover dribble, jumper over Ajayi from the foul line is good. And it's 83-58 Gonzaga. 5:33 to go. Samto Surreal is crouched near the basket, the Georgia big man, and we might have a review here. In fact, Marcus Pettigrew, the lead official, twirling his finger. We also have a ball that's stuck behind the basket, underneath the shot clock, behind the backboard. Thankfully, it has been retrieved as one of the gentlemen who wiped the floor was able to use that to poke it free.
Remember several years ago when they had the cheerleaders, one of the cheerleaders got on top of the other guy and he lifted her up, and she's the one. That should be like mandatory. If a ball gets stuck on the backboard like that, Ted, we got to consult with the cheerleaders on the side and get a human tower built.
And the only reason the ball is there, thankfully, a trainer is out on the floor. He's holding his neck. He's got his hand around his neck. Might have taken a shot there. Again, anything to the head or neck area, we're going to get a review. We're going to get a look on our monitor as Surreal took an elbow from Graham Ike on that shot.
Yeah, and Graham Ike's, like, elbows are kind of like sledgehammers, you know? So, like, if I elbowed you, no big deal.
Yeah.
Graham Ike elbows you, Ted, and we might have to call EMS.
I'm not going to be here for the rest of the games here.
I'm doing the game solo
yes,
for the rest. Okay.
Yes, you're flying solo. Yeah, we'll see what the call is here. But the reason the ball was stuck behind the backboard, here's the call.
The play has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul for excessive contact above the neck. 2 shots for Georgia plus the ball on the baseline.
There you go. 2 shots and the ball. Marcus Pettigrew, lead official, with the announcement. And, yeah, taking a look at that, I get why. We see it across college basketball how sensitive they are to any of that contact. Is it excessive? Is it unnecessary? Yeah, I think that fits the description. And Surreal has free throws to our left. The freshman from Enugu, Nigeria, lofts the first one good to make it 83-59 with 5:33 to go. We'll have one more and Georgia will have the ball. Georgia making its first tournament appearance in 10 years. They've not won a tournament game since 2002.
Man.
Surreal drains the second. 83-60 Gonzaga. And, of course, the Zags have all these streaks in March, 26 consecutive tournament appearances, and 9 straight Sweet 16s to lead the nation.
Yeah, we talked to Mark Few about it yesterday, and one of my comments to Mark was, we don't take it for granted, right? Because sometimes it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to dismiss what Gonzaga's doing and say, yeah, but they play in the WCC conference and they load up on all these wins. Well, how would that explain their NCAA tournament success? It doesn't. They're awesome.
83-60 Gonzaga. Georgia ball, front court left. Demery, free throw line extended right. Lob it to Newell on the corner against Ajayi. Backs him down. Newell, the freshman, 8 to shoot. Left-handed hook, well short, and Ajayi pulls in the rebound for Gonzaga. Nembhard ahead to Inocenti on the left wing. Top of the arc, Ajayi jabs with the right, attacks to the right against Newell. Back up top to Ike, handoff Nembhard. Maneuvers to his left against Lawrence. Out front Ike, back to Nembhard. Nembhard, a right-handed dribble, picks it up, head of the key, down low, Ike left side, and he banks it in over Surreal. 85-60 Gonzaga. Top seed Houston awaits in the second round. Demery back to the basket, well away from the bucket in the right corner. Out front to Deshane Montgomery. Left elbow jumper, offline to the left. And Ajayi soars for the rebound. 4:19 to play. 85-60 Gonzaga. Inocenti has it for the Zags at the hash mark far side. Up top, EK over to Nembhard. Whistle blows, foul called against Georgia. And surreal. Yeah, so Casey, the conversation around Gonzaga coming in was, were they underseeded? Yeah. 8 seed, even though they ranked top 10 and Ken Pom and in the net. Well, judging by this game, they look dangerous for sure.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Now, Gonzaga's been in this spot before. Gonzaga's been a 8 or a 9 seed 3 different times in their history, and they are 3-0 in the first round. But here's the interesting part. They are 0-3 in the second round. And so to break that streak, they're going to have to deal with Houston, and that's a tough ask for Mark Few's bunch.
For anybody. Ajayi, shot clock dying, foul line, fadeaway jumper, no. Rebound, Georgia. Demery pulls up, right wing 3, line driver off the mark. The rebound by Dusty Stromer and the Zags. And Nembhard walks it up the floor for maybe the first time all day.
Yeah.
Boy, Gonzaga is usually a blur offensively.
Yeah, usually they don't use the neutral or the first gear very much.
Nembhard's pass inside, stolen by Blue Cane. Right to left for Georgia. Feeds a trailing Newell. Blocked by Inocenti, but a foul. With 3:22 to go, we've got a timeout. The 8th seed Gonzaga steamrolling here in Wichita, 85-60 over Georgia. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ted Emmerich and the former Stanford All-American Casey Jacobson here at our Grainger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Gonzaga ran out to a 13-0 lead early. They are up 25 now with 3:22 to play. 85-60 over Georgia in this 8-9 battle in the Midwest region. Top seed Houston awaits in the round of 32 on Saturday. Gonzaga was ranked preseason number 6. They even got a first-place vote, but 4 losses in non-conference. Lost 4 more in conference play, most ever in the WCC under Mark Few, and so that perhaps explains why Gonzaga's an 8 seed, but if they hit their ceiling, they are so much better than the seed line they're on.
Yeah, no question. And, say that again. 4 losses in conference is the worst year that Mark Few has had.
I know.
I mean, they have St. Mary's and Randy Bennett's squad in there.
Sure.
They had BYU up until maybe 2-3 years ago. They had BYU in that conference as well. University of San Francisco is always, anyways, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it just absurd. The standard they have set.
Yeah, and everybody's tried to hire Mark Few. Even the Lakers have called, say, hey, do you want to coach? And he's like, no, I love Spokane. I love what we built, and I want to see it through. And see it through now is definitely a national title. They've already made 2 Final Fours. They want to cut down the nets in San Antonio.
Asa Newell drilled 2 free throws for Georgia out of the timeout. 85-62 Gonzaga, 3:10 to play. Inocenti between the circles with it for the Zags. Feeds Ajayi, fakes right, darts left into the lane, pivots against Dylan James. Bounce it to Diani, the young big who's back in, and a tie-up as Diani held the ball low, but it'll stay with Gonzaga thanks to the arrow. 3 minutes exactly remaining here at Intrust Bank Arena. Second of 4 games today. Move to the West region with Drake and Missouri coming up next. 7 to shoot. Lob it into Dusty Stromer. Stromer guarded by Silas Demery Jr. Down to 3, down to 2. Stromer hangs off balance. No. Ajayi offensive rebound. Put back off the mark, but a foul call.
Ajayi is built, right? Some people say put together. He is a big wing, because I would categorize him as a 3-man.
Yeah.
That can sometimes move. If you want to play small ball, you can move Ajayi over to the 4, but transfer from Pepperdine. Averaged 20 points a game for the Waves. Has had a hard time finding his niche, finding his offensive role on this team.
And Ajayi knocks down the first free throw. Yeah, he led the WCC in scoring last year at Pepperdine. And coming off the bench, the year has not been as great. He averages just under 7 per game for the Zags, but he can still spark them coming off the bench. 87-62 Gonzaga after the next made free throw. 2:43 to go. Georgia ball front court left. Demery behind the back. Foul line jumper. Hangs off the back of the rim. Crawls off. Ajayi passes ahead. Stromer catch and shoot 3 from the left wing. That's no good. On rebound to Blue Kane. 2:30 remaining. Kane up the center of the floor, weaving to the cup. Shot blocked by Stromer. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia. Dusty Stromer meeting him at the rim.
That was a one-on-one battle of the 2 best names that we got on the floor. Blue Kane versus Dusty Stromer. And Stromer wins that battle, although I would say the battle of the names still goes to Blue Kane. That's what
I'm with you. Right. The color, for sure. Joe Few, Mark Few's son, has checked in here with 2:24 left. The redshirt junior. He started on senior night near the end of the regular season. Georgia pass in to Dylan James on the right wing, and a foul called. It's on Jun Suk Yo, who has also checked in for Gonzaga, the junior from Seoul, South Korea. So Dylan James has 2 free throws with Georgia in the double bonus. Dylan James, 1 dribble, lets it go around and out to the right. Mike White loves what Dylan James has brought to the team all year, even though James has not scored tonight. Calls him everyday Dill. So consistent on and off the floor. And James now in the scorebook as he hits the free throw. 87-63 Gonzaga, 2:18 to go here in Wichita. Emmanuel Inocenti on the left wing, screen from Diani, moves to his right, guarded by Demery, over to Yo, fake the 3, moves to the left elbow, knocked out of his hands, and a foul against Dylan James.
And Mark Hughes looking at Joe saying, pick it up. Like, I know you've been sitting on the bench for 37 minutes, but be ready to play when you get the ball. Don't act like, you're out in a stroll in Spokane Park.
Joe Few, Mark's son, inbounds. There's Mila Diani. Low block left against James. Knocked out of his hands. Yo recovers it. Over to Stromer. Hash mark left. 8 to shoot. Under 2 to play. Pass to Yo. Stripped. Stolen. Blue Kane right to left. And he glides in for the right-handed layup. Georgia's first bucket since the 7:18 mark. They were 0 for their last 6, and it's 87-65. Few has it on the right wing. Boy, could Joe Few put his mark on the scorebook here late in a tournament game. Innocenti driving, foul line, floater, off the mark, rebound Georgia. Up the near side, Silas Demery Jr. between the legs, behind the back against Innocenti. Down low, going reverse side. Demery cut off to Newell at the elbow with the up fake, and Newell push shot in and out.
That ball was halfway in the basket before it popped out.
87-65 Gonzaga, nearing the 1 minute mark. Yo lofts from 10 on the right lane line. That's no good. Diani with the putback on the weak side on the left.
Are you surprised Asa Newell's still on the floor?
Maybe just a little bit. A timeout with 55 seconds to go. It's 89-65 Gonzaga. And so a timeout on the court. Gonzaga up 89-65 in the 8-9 matchup against Georgia. Under a minute to play. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hour.
After battling through the brackets, one team gets the chance to climb the iconic Warner ladder. The final net cutting is the culmination of all the hard work and effort it took to reach this moment. And getting here puts these players and coaches in rare air. It's the same for all the trade professionals working from 20 feet to 20 stories. Every day they challenge themselves to conquer new heights. And Warner is the brand they trust to have their backs. Warner, the #1 pro ladder and official ladder of NCAA March Madness. Download the official NCAA March Madness Live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness Live app today. 89-65, 8-seed Gonzaga over the 9-seed Georgia, 55 seconds remaining. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson with you here in Wichita. Little trivia for you.
Oh, I love trivia.
Do you remember Gonzaga's last first-round loss in the NCAA tournament?
2008.
Okay.
Who was playing on that team? Was that Blake Stepp?
Well, I'm not sure who was on Gonzaga's team, but the team they lost to had Stephen Curry, Davidson. 2008. Georgia ball front court left. Demery drills a three from straight on.
And I looked right at Demery, and after he made that set, he just said, finally,
yes.
I make a shot, and there's only 37 seconds to go.
Demery 3 of 14 from the field. He's got 15 points. Junsuk Yao misses the three on the left wing for Gonzaga. Offensive rebound. Fresh 20. 25 seconds to go in the game. It's 89-68 Gonzaga. Stromer spins in the lane, lost the dribble, picked it up. Baseline right. Finds Innocenti on the right wing. Low dribble between the legs. He launches a three off the front of the rim. Saved by Few. Mark Sun
A little hustle play in the final seconds, and Dusty Stromer dribbles out the clock. Underseeded? Forget the seed. Gonzaga advancing in the NCAA tournament yet again. They jump on Georgia early, and they come up with an 89-68 victory. Next up for the Zags is the top seed Houston in the second round on Saturday.
Gonzaga made that look a lot easier than it should have been. Georgia's been battle-tested in the SEC all season, and Gonzaga dissected their defense, got whatever they wanted. Everybody touched the ball. You've already mentioned, the metrics are so high on Gonzaga for a reason. And yeah, their resume lacked, but it doesn't matter if you lost games in November. It doesn't matter if you lost games last month. This is March. This is the madness, and if you can get it together, you can rewrite your own story for the season.
We check some of the stats, sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you, so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes. Gonzaga ends up under 60% shooting for the game somehow. 55%. They were 12 of 20 from three-point range. 4 players in double figures, Casey, led by Caleb Battles, 24 points. He had 4 of those threes. Nolan Hickman had 5 of them, ended up with 18, along with Braden Huff and Graham Ike, Gonzaga's leading scorer on the season. Only 13 points.
Yeah, only 13 points from Ike. Didn't really need him much more than that. Nembhard, leading the country in assists at 10, had below his average in assists. That didn't matter either. They have so many weapons. It's going to be, to me, the most anticipated 1 versus 8 game that we have this entire tournament.
And joining us courtside now, Braden Huff of Gonzaga. Braden, first of all, congratulations on the win. So you get the start in the WCC championship. You get the start here in the NCAA tournament. How have you elevated your game here in the postseason?
Yeah, my motto all season has just been stay ready. My role has been different throughout the season, every game. So just go in, do whatever the team needs to win has been my mindset.
Braden, after a bucket late in the second half, you were jogging back feeling good about yourself, which you should have, and you gave us the bird flapping of the wings. Can you tell us where that comes from and what it means?
The bigs, we shoot a lot of floaters, so that's our floaty celebration.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, so look to the bench and hit that one.
How have you developed your floater? You're one of the better bigs in the country at that shot. Have you practiced that for a long time?
Yeah, I practiced it before I got here, and then when I got here, we really honed in on it and worked on it a lot. So it's a great shot for me. It's kind of, especially with Ryan facilitating so well, just he finds me in that middle ground, and I'm able to just kind of capitalize on that.
Braden, thanks so much for the time. We will see you on Saturday against Houston.
Thank you.
All right.
Braden Huff with 18 points, 11 of them in the second half. Also 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of block shots. Again, he had 16 points, or beg your pardon, 18 as well in the WCC title game against St. Mary's. Mark Few just had a premonition. He felt like he wanted just a little more size. Braden Huff weighs a little bit more than Ben Gregg, and man, has Braden Huff delivered on this opportunity in 2 big games from the WCC championship now to the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Love to see it, and I was going to tell him to get a good night's rest because he's going to need it. Jawan Roberts and company is waiting for Braden Huff, but again, that's why when you have 3 big
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
To move on to the round of 32, they'll play top seed Houston coming up here on Saturday. When we return, we'll have more of the All-State postgame report. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/Apple.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
When the grass starts growing, it's time to get mowing with Steel. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel mowers are built to get the job done. Shop in-store or online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel, let's go mow. Available for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check